have received one half of the legacy idol.
I'm so fucking shook by this.
And I think it would be a really good opportunity to take out one of the big soccer guys. I'm trying to push this vote onto Ian.
Now Lindsay is safe, and we potentially have the numbers.
Wait.
Do we do Sokka Lindsay?
Do you reliably votes with them?
Yeah.
Grace was saying they'll just go to her 2
Yes.
hours before tribal.
But do we want to somehow flush out Noah's idol?
And then we tell Noah, hey, and they're actually gonna vote you.
Justin or Ellie are kind of the people on my radar right now, but I do see the use in both of them. Tell people we're voting Noah, they're gonna be like, these people are crazy, but they're never gonna play an idol on Lindsay.
Still trying to get Justin this week, or are we thinking Jack?
What if we went to George, try to get him to vote out Justin so he can get the other half?
So I FaceTimed Ian earlier today.
All those guys Jack, Taylor, Lindsay, and George, that's the group right there.
How is that not the same about you and Noah, though? I'm the one that looks kind of like the bad person. He's going to go to them and be like, oh, it's just misunderstanding.
George is the epicenter of everything.
I'll just read it out.
Ian, he eventually wants to blindside you. He also told me you showed him an idol.
Want to hear something else crazy? Ian has the obsidian idol.
Obviously, I trust you like I've trusted you from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I was like, George, I have things to tell you. And then George was like, Noah just told me all that too. Noah wants to form a 3 between me, George, and him.
What I'm about to tell you, I'm not supposed to tell you at all.
I can't trust George because he's talking to everyone.
I'm playing this for Lindsay A.
Lindsay A does not count. Justin. Noah. 10th person voted out of Survivor Michigan Season 6. Justin, you need to bring me your torch.
We will all.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
Grab your stuff. Head out. Good night.
Who voted for Noah?
Yeah, who voted?
Was that not you?
I thought that was you.
I thought it was you too, bud.
It's definitely you.
Why'd you ask that?
Okay, Ian, so...
What the fuck? What? The fuck?
I'm just over the fucking moon right now. I cannot believe it.
It was so... I'm still here, so obviously I think it's really good, but... I don't think my heart has ever beat that fast in a Survivor game. I looked down, I was screaming, I was like, oh my god.
Holy fuck. Right now, people are in disarray, and I don't think anyone thinks I'm the mole that shouldn't know right now.
All the votes will be going on Sokka Lindsay. That is who 7 votes will be going on, including mine. I'm just gonna blend in with that.
Right, I guess is that it then?
That's it.
I'd love to work with all you guys going forward. I really hope this works out.
Let's turn the game on its head. Let's do it.
Can't believe I'm doing this for you fuckers. Alright, cool.
George is saving our lives right now.
Not believe we pulled that off.
Wow. I mean, the only moment where I was like, what the fuck, is when Noah's name got read off, but other than that...
Oh yeah.
Dude, that was wild.
Telling the truth the whole time, Ian!
I owe you one, dude. I'll buy you a beer or something.
Yes! We do have an understanding about the game that the other people, including even Noah or Jack or some of these people, don't. You want to see Cooper go up against Tarowski around 7 or 6 or the end. I might actually vote Noah, because we only would need 3 votes to vote out Justin. So I might actually vote for Noah just to prove my loyalty to Obsidian.
Sad thing is, a good amount of people do know, and at any moment they could use that against me. So sooner rather than later, I'm probably gonna have to tell the Quesadilla 4, hey, this is what happened. But Taylor and I need to come to a decision about that, because I'm not gonna do that without her.
That was epic. I'm very,
I feel like now we gotta start thinking about, okay, how do we actually want to form our majority?
Yeah, I think so too. George recently has been seeming very sketchy. I don't trust his connection to Ian at all. Really, anyone connected to Ian, I just don't trust, because Ian's whack as heck. So what I'm hoping for later is we can vote out George and Ian at some point. I'm almost in the center of everyone, and it's stressing me out because I'm basically in the same position as George. And yet, I'm trying to make it seem like George is the scary one when I'm doing the same exact thing as him. I'm literally in the same role. I'm playing both sides, honestly. And I want to continue to do that for a while just because I'm really bad at making decisions. So I don't know who I want to completely align myself with at this point. I also want to get out some of the people who are just like there that I can't really trust.
The only logical explanation, like if Noah were to catch wind, would be like Noah would think, oh, Lindsay's like the most like unlikely person. I don't know.
Well, the issue too is like we all said different things to them. Like I said Justin to some people, and some people said Noah to Ian, and then like
Who said Noah to Ian? Because he like he proposed that to everyone,
Didn't
and I
Taylor
was
say
like,
that?
no.
Didn't Taylor say that?
Maybe.
I have a quick question for specifically Lindsay.
I do have half the idol.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. No, it's actually-
Yeah.
And then Lindsay just texted me and said that she got half the clue, which is fabulous because I had told her right before tribal council, and I didn't know if that was a good move or not when I was telling her. It just kind of happened, which seems to be the trend with me. Like I just kind of start telling people things, and then like they know, because Lindsay was saying to me that she kind of like doesn't trust George, and so when she was saying that, I was like, I'm just gonna solidify this and I'm just gonna tell her everything. And so that way she knew about the half idol beforehand, so she told me about it. Now I have the advantage over George because I know all this stuff and she has a better connection with me and Jack.
Now we just finally know what it is. Like,
His thing, yeah. Noah got half an idol, but doesn't count for anything. And
what did he tell you? I looked at you.
He told me and Taylor.
Interesting.
He told me and Taylor.
When?
Like a day or two ago.
Okay. That's fair.
And I was like, okay. And I asked Taylor, I was like, what do we say about this? And she was like, it's probably a lie. It's probably not a lie.
Yeah,
I was
can
like, I don't
confirm
know.
It's not a lie.
So what's great about this is Noah doesn't have an idol. Noah doesn't have one unless we tell him it is. So remember, so the thing that Noah told us about, and I already told him that he told us, the thing that he told us about, it's real. Lindsay has it.
Really?
Yeah, she has half an idol.
Wait, it's real?
Yes, it's real. I know it sounded stupid, but it's real.
George has played us all so well. Still love George as a person, but oh my god, he literally played us. He played us so bad. I'm so annoyed. And at least gave me his half idol, so that's good. So George can stop playing us. I share it with Noah, so that's fun. I guess now we have to work together.
So we share an idol now.
We do share an idol now. Yeah, Justin.
And I told Grace like right afterwards, and then George pretty much like confronted me, and he's like, I know that you have it. And I'm like, well, I wasn't gonna hide it. I was just like thinking about like what it means for me in the game and stuff. So
Fair enough. Like basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm kind of like trying to like play up that like, oh, it's probably done. Like me and Lindsay won't be able to get on the same page. But that's not how I feel at all. Like I really, like I swear, like I just don't like. Obviously, I feel like people always get concerned about idols, and obviously I think like I know people see me as a threat anyway, so like I want especially like people like Lindsay and Emily and like everyone to kind of assume that like it's just done and they don't have to worry about like me and idol again.
I'm just hoping that you don't see me as like a target or anything now that I have this half idol, because I actually do want to like strategize and like do something with it.
No, I mean completely the
I
opposite.
think if we truly can all just get together and like prove that like we all want to work together, just take out like an easy vote, like I feel like everything that happened last week would just be like over in my mind. Like I really just wanted to like be in the past, like just move on from it.
George out of nowhere is like, Lindsay, like, do you have anything to tell me? And I'm like, talking to Ian, Noah's like, it's probably something to think about.
I like working with George, but also like I just am not 100% sure. Like
Definitely on my radar. I'm supposed to be working in this closed group with him now, but like I have realized George and Ian are definitely the two most dangerous to my game right now, because Ian is going around blowing up everyone's games. Like I'm sure I'm just on his firing list, and then George clearly can't be trusted with things and is just a huge threat in terms of like he talks to everyone, he has everyone wrapped around his finger. Like if he doesn't go soon, he's gonna win the game. So
I'm just worried that when we keep like
delaying voting out like Noah and Ian and I guess now George, it's like if we have to vote out like all of their shields first, I'm worried that we'll never vote them out.
I'm worried about that too.
Yeah.
Like, there's the strong players that are making all these decisions. Like, they'll vote for us.
If we, I don't know if it's smart to vote out George right now, but I feel like if we did, like, I think all those other alliances would fall apart too, because I feel like he's an integral part of both, like, connections.
Yeah, and I also feel like Noah, maybe not Noah, but maybe not Ian. I think there's someone on the other side who would flip to vote out George, because like that's someone on the other side.
Right.
What the fuck?
Alright, everyone, welcome to the Week 10 challenge. First things first, Lindsay, I'm gonna need that back emotionally. Once again, individual immunity is back up for grabs. For today's challenge, we asked all of you to grab a roll of toilet paper. So, for today's challenge, you will be balancing the toilet paper roll on your head. And we're gonna make it feel difficult as time goes on. And yeah. So I'll give you guys a couple bits just to feel around with your roll. To start off, you're gonna put it on your head and your arms have to be straight above your head. I'm gonna give you guys 10 seconds to start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This challenge has begun. This is gonna be fun. And by fun, I mean probably pretty long and boring, but we're on theme with the toilet paper, so be proud of our creativity.
Okay, I'm gonna peace out before I faint.
Alright, and Ellie is the first one out of this challenge. Bye, Ellie. Glad you didn't faint.
Thanks.
Alright, that leaves 9 of you guys left. Perfect, I can see everyone. Remember, you guys are in the same position with toilet paper on your head. For the rest of the challenge, you cannot adjust it at any time. So, alright, you guys will be here for 5 minutes.
As a nurse, I'm concerned about blood flow to your hands.
Well, good.
So
that's the point.
I just thought everyone should know that. That's all.
Bruh, I just did arm day.
I haven't stood up this long in 5 days.
You guys are officially 2 minutes into this challenge. Be proud of yourselves. At 5 minutes, we're gonna make it harder.
Second this becomes a balance challenge, I'm out.
Lindsay, you look like you're doing the Y in the YMCA. Really great. They look good. Minute and a half left at this position before I change it up. Arms straight.
No.
Oh no, Jack.
Alright, Ian is the second one out of the challenge, and so is Jack. Jack is also out of the challenge. We are down to 7. Alright, you guys got 20 seconds. On my go, the next thing you guys are going to do is you're going to put your arms out straight in front of you. Elbows cannot be bent like this. Like that. From my go, everyone has 15 seconds to shift in position. Go. So just move your arms down. Can't touch toilet paper. Just straight out in front of you. Right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, this is your next position. You're going to be here for 5 more minutes.
I feel like I'm doing the Macarena.
If your roll falls off, you must do the Macarena. Because I said so.
My neck is straining.
I always feel like I'm pretty in shape until I start doing challenges, and then I remember I'm a weak bitch.
Luckily, we got some Russell on Ian's screen right now. At the 10-minute mark, you guys are gonna do the exact same position.
I appreciate that the toilet paper's on your head in solidarity right now.
Yeah, my arms aren't up, but I'm doing my best to join you. I just want friends, you know? You're gonna be at this position until 15 minutes.
If the 15-minute position's not T-posing, I'm gonna be really sad, because we've already gone up, we've gone forward, let me T-pose.
How's everyone's arms feeling? This should be an arm workout. How we doing?
This is good, because like I said, I really haven't exercised in a very long time.
Grace looks like she's struggling a little bit, trying to stretch it out. I see a lot of finger movement. Y'all are all just like that. Alright, you guys are 11 minutes in.
I'm used to wearing kippas, so this is not a far cry from that.
Got some finger guns from Lindsay right now.
Don't want to play rock, paper, scissors?
I love rock, paper, scissors. It's my favorite game.
Is it? That's kind of sad.
Hey, it's a fun game.
Is Survivor not your favorite game?
No. In comparison to rock, paper, scissors, Survivor is nothing.
That is a hot take. So at 15 minutes, you guys are going to keep your arms at this position, but also shift to one leg. Alright, so as of now, you guys have 15 seconds to get one of your legs off the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, second leg's up. But everyone's doing. Oh, Lindsay is the fourth person out of this challenge.
Yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. I'll do the Macarena though.
Thank you. Thank you, Lindsay. Shit talking has dropped to a minimum. Everyone is in full concentration.
Shit talking while we have toilet paper on our heads?
Yeah, that was very intentional.
It's my nose.
Oh, is Lindsay out? Lindsay is next out of this challenge.
Gosh darn it.
Leaving 5 people left. We got a George, a Noah, a Taylor, an Emily, and a Grace. Other rule of this challenge is immediately after dropping, you have to go use your roll of toilet paper. But not on camera. That's illegal, I'm pretty sure. Noah's shaking a little bit. Ooh. A little bit of a tree pose. I like it. Grace, did your foot touch the ground? All right, Grace is the next one out of this challenge, leaving 4 of you guys left. All right, Taylor hasn't really moved. Noah's been shaking a little bit. George looks steady, and Emily's been looking pretty good too. For the next position, your leg that has been lifted up has to go to a 90-degree angle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get that leg up as close to parallel as you can get it. Noah's shaking even more now. So this is going to be your guys' position until everyone drops. So yeah, this is going to hurt, and it's going to hurt quickly. All right, everyone looking good.
Thanks,
Taylor's
Rabbit.
goal drops. She is out of this challenge. Emily and George have almost not moved for the entire challenge. Noah, the exact opposite. Noah's starting to hop around a little bit. And Noah finally drops after shaking for about 7 minutes, leaving just George and Emily competing for individual immunity. And Emily falls, meaning George has 1 individual immunity.
Ugh.
Just letting out 1
Oh my god.
Alright, so George, congratulations. You have won individual immunity. You get a pretend necklace, but just grab something, it works. He's going to bed. And alright, well, I'll see the rest of you, including George, at Tribal Council this week, where you will be voting someone out of your tribe. Alright, grab your stuff, head on out. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
No, why did I win? Why did I do that?
the whole time I was thinking I just have to make it till George drops, and then I would drop. Like, didn't care who won immunity, it just couldn't be George. Emily could have done it, but no, she dropped, and so George won freaking immunity! Which is like so frustrating for me, because he is the one person who can unravel every like little lie and like little thing that I've been telling people.
If only we could vote out George, though, because it's all aligning in the perfect way where we could vote him out, and like now we just can't. Literally, next challenge, I refuse to let him win again. There's no way.
Like right after the challenge, Lindsay, Obsidian Lindsay, makes this big group chat with 8 out of 10 of us. Me, Noah, Ian, Sokka Lindsay, Obsidian Lindsay, George, Jack, Taylor.
I mean, they're floaters, right? So, like, I genuinely don't mind.
Emily, she's close with George. Like, she approaches George for stuff, and then, like, George will bring up the idea.
Essentially, we're just like, we're voting Emily this week. Ellie's gonna be next, right?
So I just talked to George.
Here's the thing. Ellie, like, I fully actually want to, like, work with you.
Yeah.
So, here's what actually happened. Lindsay made a group chat of 8 people.
I've heard about this. That are the final 8.
Yeah. I don't know why that got made, but they were like, okay, we're going for Emily and Ellie. And I'm like, okay, this was 5 seconds after I won the challenge.
Yeah, okay, so Lindsay is going for me, but she's also told me that she hates you. Yeah.
She says she hates me?
Yeah.
Why? What'd she say?
She thinks you're the rat.
The rat? Okay, so what is she saying to you? Like, next week we're getting George out?
Well, she was just mad that you won immunity.
What?
And he explained everything, and it was so good that we were able to talk, because now I can see that Lindsay has been painting him as evil when he was the mole and Taylor was the mole, which explains a lot about how it was done. George is totally on the outs now, because everyone thinks that he's the mole, and everyone is just lying to him about it. There's so much, like, I told him about this group chat of, like, everyone really hating on him.
She didn't tell you about this 8-person group chat at all.
No, and I'm mad because she made me, like, turn against you, too, when she was telling me all this stuff about you, and I was like, I like George, and I should never have believed that, so I'm glad that we talked.
We're both kind of screwed, so if Emily goes home this week, which right now is the plan, either George or I will go home next week, because there's a whole fucking group chat that I'm not in.
Justin just went home, right? So if I'm Obsidian, if I'm Taylor, if I'm Lindsay, if I'm Jack, if I'm George, I'm making sure that a Sokka member goes home this week, because we have the majority. If we're Obsidian, we don't want to lose that by voting out too many people who are with us. And Emily is functionally an Obsidian. There's no world in which I thought anyone would want Emily out this week. George comes to me, and he says to me, look, Ian, we need to save Emily. People want Emily out of this game, and we can save her. I'm like, how? We don't really have numbers to save her. It sounds like most of Obsidian, and now, like, Grayson, Noah, and Lindsay A are just, like, in with them, too.
It seems like Lindsay and Taylor specifically, like, very much want Emily out. It's fine with me. It seems like one's gonna go this week, one's gonna go next week, if that's just what we're gonna do.
I don't think that's true.
As much as I've been, like, advocating get out all the goats, like, I sort of see what you're saying in that, like, it makes some sense to keep people like Emily around, maybe.
I mean, at this point, it's not a matter of, like, okay, let's get these people out because they're this. It's a matter of, oh shit, next week, what numbers do we have to make a move we want to do?
If we, like, can get them to do something weird.
Well, Ian, we do if we have your idol.
What idol, George?
Your idol, the Obsidian idol that you have. And that's why I want to talk to you about this.
I don't have that. This is like a rumor, it's not true.
No, Noah told me about it, and I didn't trust it, but he's trying to throw you under the bus, and so...
Why did Noah tell you that?
Noah told George I had an idol. Well, why did Noah do that? Well, because George told Noah that he knew about Noah's idol. What the fuck is George... What is George Jane doing?
Lindsay FaceTimes me, and she tells me that George told Jack, and Jack told her that George and Ian have been conspiring against Noah. Like, George told all of them that Noah told Ian that Noah... Jesus, there's so much going on.
Grace calls me up, like, I swear less than a few hours after George pitches his plan to me, accosting me, being like, I hear you're coming after Noah. I hear you're going to play an idol for Emily. She basically knows every facet of this plan. Well, the question is, how does she know about it? How does she know?
You and Jack are trying to get Noah this week. Is that true?
Oh my god, that is the biggest lie I've ever heard in my entire life.
It seems to me the only way she would know would be either... Because if George is like, I only told you and Jack about this plan.
He swears that he's actually not going along with it. He's like, I know I can't flip on Noah right now. I know it's not best. And I just wanted to be like, dude, you started this. Like, you told George about Noah's idol first, but I'm not supposed to know about that.
I would not trust Jack with, like, my fucking... I wouldn't trust him with my fucking mail, let alone my plans for who I'm trying to vote. Because anything he says just goes back to Lindsay and Taylor, which goes back to Noah and Grace. It's like an endless circle, essentially. Like,
I want Emily to go, but I feel like Emily we could kind of take out whenever, and like I said, there are big targets in the game right now that I think if they stick around too long are very much going to damage my game. Ian, he's going around telling Obsidian everything. He was doing whatever it took to save himself this week, and he just doesn't think Noah and I know about it, which, I don't know. I feel like Ian right now is still a number for me, but I also don't trust him at all. Like, he's just doing whatever it takes to save himself. He doesn't care about his allies at all. I don't want that in the game for much longer.
Noah and Ian have both been tied linked to each other, to George, about the idols the whole week, and you can see where that went. So now the plan is Ian, George, not in this order, but Ian, George, Emily, Ellie.
Nobody said anything all day. I was like doing shit, so it's fine. Like nobody said anything, so I might just like cold call George.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna preface this with like, I feel so in the dark this week. Partially because schoolwork is taking all of my time.
Have you not talked to anybody?
I texted Ian, I spoke with Taylor today.
Oh, nice.
And that's about it.
I'm freaking out because I feel like I made a mistake. I feel like I'm pushing the whole George's evil narrative too much. I hope I didn't fuck it up. Oh my god.
Decided to rank everyone in order of least trustworthy to most trustworthy. So here I am. I like myself a lot. Think I'm great. The only problem is I can't really trust myself because I'm a blabbermouth.
Right before Tribal, the Quesadilla 4 talked. I told them about Ellie's group chat with them, them shitting on me. I told them everything I knew, basically. I just wanted them back so badly.
Can we just like let's clear the air about everything? And I don't know, like, I don't know who has said what to whatever, and I'm not trying to expose Taylor at all. This is not my whatever. Taylor and I were both in on the plan to make sure that Justin went home so we could get the half idol.
It's okay, I'm glad you did. Like, I just want everything out in the open as well, and I feel like, I don't know. I wanted to tell you guys anyway at some point, so yeah, I just feel like I want to reopen, like, I just want us to be open and honest with each other again and, like, come back together and work together, please. Yeah.
Someone tell me how to Oh, found it. Just kidding. I had close out of it.
I got my cowboy hat with my immunity idol underneath.
We're just doing this. We're just doing this?
In case any of you guys want to try anything tonight, I got a little trick up my hat.
Tribal is... Is this being recorded?
Do we all need funny hats tonight?
Yeah, one second. I'm
guys
getting a funny
didn't
hat.
get the funny hat memo.
Do we all get funny hats?
Come on in, guys.
Whoa.
Wow. Welcome to Most the Tribe, your second ever tribal council. So, we'll get right into it. Lindsay, you got 7 votes last time. Are you feeling scared that you're gonna get more this tribal?
I'm not saying it's not impossible, but I'm hoping that is not the case. It didn't sound like a lot of it was stuff that would like repeat itself this tribal, so I'm hoping that's not the case and cool with everybody, but if it does, I guess I got outplayed, man.
Grace, is that true what Lindsay said? Because obviously it seems like last week kind of drew a line in the sand for everyone, but she's saying it's not going to carry over to this week. Is that true?
How I see merge is like every week is different. Like things are going to shift constantly. Like to say that someone voted for me, so I'm never going to work with them again, or someone voted for one of my allies, I'm never going to work with them is, I think that's pretty dumb.
Taylor, so with the reminder last week that there's still idols in the game, is that also a worry for this week or not really?
I mean, I think you should always be concerned about idols.
As Ian shows a bag.
He's raising it up right now. Oh, look, Noah's got one.
Anyone wasn't 100% sure.
I don't know. I think you should always be wary of idols, and you should always consider them when you're trying to like make plans and stuff. But I think it's all about like trusting who's gonna play an idol, who's not gonna play an idol, and what makes sense for them, and that's all.
All right, so Ian, Taylor brought up this idea of trust a little bit, but obviously as we get farther on in the game, becoming a threat to win is an important factor in keeping people in versus voting people out. So are there people right now who are big threats in the game to win, or is everyone kind of on an even playing field?
I feel like it's a bit early for the big threats to win thing to come in because, you know, right now, I think it's like a constantly shifting thing, you know? A week ago, I would have told you everybody's out on Noah. Everybody wants Noah out. Now, I don't know a single person that wants Noah out. So, like, I don't know. It seems like just the game just flips on a dime. It seems to me everybody at this point is kind of playing for themselves. That's how it's meant to be played. And, you know, personally speaking, I don't think I have any chance to win because I don't think I have any chance to make it in the next 3 weeks.
Are we just going to skip over the fact that 2 idols were revealed at this tribal council and we're just like carrying on?
George, who are you kidding? Everyone knows it. What are you even saying? Like, every single person.
No. I'm not saying they got revealed to anyone or whatever, but just like that just happened.
You can thank yourself for that one, George.
My big question, why does Noah get a necklace but Ian gets like a bag of Kleenex? Like,
I want to bring more people in this conversation. Jack, you were just kind of sitting here staring intently at the camera.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts that Ian and Noah pulled out potentially 2 idols just in the middle of tribal?
Well, I think what happened this week is that like everyone started saying everything to everyone, or at least a version of everything to everyone. So it seems like at some point this week, everyone kind of knew that those like existed.
Ellie, I think this brings up a valid question. If they potentially have idols at final, 10 is it now? Why are people not trying to flush them?
Oh, that's a really great question that I've been wondering about for a long time. Why aren't people trying to flush these idols? But I feel like there's a lot of fear going on. Another topic that you bring up is the final 10 and the fact that there was a final 8 group chat that was made and I was not a part of it. So if there is idol flushing going on, maybe I just don't know about it.
I have a question, Brady.
Go for it.
Who currently here, raise your hand if you would say you trust George.
Wow. There's a lot of hands shooting up really quick.
I mean, look, I can't count on 2 hands the number of plans George came to me with this week, including everything from, you know, idling out Noah to, you know, idling out someone else to giving his immunity necklace away to, you know, coming up with some other scheme to getting them to split votes on me and somebody else, to splitting the vote between 6 different people, to going back out to dig for more idols.
Maybe not everybody trusts me. Fine. I don't even know why at this point. I don't even know what's happening.
I mean, maybe telling me where to play my idol last week didn't help.
You're saying just me?
Yeah.
Lindsay R., is it safe to say that if George wasn't immune this week, might be getting some votes this week?
I think that there was like a lot of trust broken between alliances, so this week has just been a constant battle of like who to trust and who not to. So I think it would be fair to say that George would be in danger, but I also think he would have played a different game if he wasn't immune, just being honest.
But I did what I did because Justin was gonna have half an idol with Noah, and I didn't want Justin to have it. And it didn't go to me, but at least it wasn't with him. I'm sorry. I fully apologize. And if you don't want to trust me now, I get it. But that's
George,
why I
don't
did
think
it.
you're sorry. I'm just gonna come out there and say that I really don't think you're that sorry, but like,
So Emily, why are you calling George out like that? Is there anything else you want to bring up?
I just feel like at this point in the game, like making 180s isn't the greatest move for anybody.
So Noah, obviously you guys can't vote for George this week, and you still have to vote someone out in the next 10-15 minutes. So what other attributes are you looking for people to vote out this week?
All game, I've wanted to play with people that are loyal to me, that are willing to actually play this game and play it well. Like, yeah, my vote's going to someone that I don't think wants to work with me, and I don't think I can trust.
So Ian, I saw you give a little look there in the middle of it, and obviously you've told as of last tribal council that you didn't trust Noah that much. What do you make of this?
I mean, I would sincerely hope his vote isn't going to me because despite some, equivalent actions that we've made towards each other, I do trust Noah, and I think he's a good player, a respectable player, and I have absolutely no interest in seeing him go home this week.
I completely agree. Ian has been, me and Ian have done a lot together all game, and I don't have any interest in seeing him go home this week either.
All right. So with an explosive tribal council, I'm just going to say anything else anyone wants to say.
I don't even care what else happens. Emily, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about this because I feel totally awful. I did fully want to work with you in this game throughout this entire game. And then this week I was backed into a corner and I don't know what to do now. And if you don't believe it, I'm sorry even more.
I do want to believe you, and I do want to think we had good trust throughout this game, but I just wanted to be honest and upfront about that.
All right, so with that, it's time to vote. Everyone, send your vote to your producer chats. All right. Got the votes in my little box. So if anyone has a hidden immunity idol, like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Ian, you do anything? Alright, cool. Alright.
Oh my god.
Okay, so when I read the votes, the decision is final. Person being voted out will be asked to leave the Zoom chat immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Ellie. Second vote, Emily. Emily. 2 votes Emily, 1 vote Ellie, 7 votes left. Emily. 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 11th person voted out of Survivor Michigan Season 6 and the 4th member of our jury. Emily, please leave the chat.
George, Taylor, Lindsay, y'all should feel bad. You guys won't win. Nor will Noah. So.
Wait, I won't either, just to be clear.
You won't. You won't. People don't like you enough.
It's alright.
Alright, and so, with a unanimous vote for you guys, looks like everyone's finally on the same page. However, all 9 of you can't make it through next week as well. So, I would say grab your stuff, have out, good night, but we have a challenge, so stick around.
Same page, my ass.
Wow.
I am voting Emily out this week because she hasn't really been talking to anyone, but I know she's working closely. I don't want to say she's working closely with George because George isn't that bad, I don't think. I think just because she's not really in it right now. Yeah.
I do not want you to go home, but my hand has been forced, and I'm so sorry. Emily, you're the best.
I've wanted you out since week 2. You haven't played the game since then. You don't trust me. You don't like me. I don't trust you. I don't dislike you, but you haven't talked to me in weeks.
Absolutely zero reason why you should be the one going home this week, Emily. But George, at the end of the day, was the only person who wanted to save you. And while I would have liked to have gotten out really almost anybody else, nobody wanted to do it. I guess this is what happens when you align with George.
For today's challenge, every person will be assigned a random number 1 to 12 with no repeats. And you will take turns guessing a person and a number. If someone guesses your number correctly, you're out of the challenge. We randomly selected numbers for everyone and randomly selected an order that you guys are going to pick in. You have 2 minutes to make your decision. If you get someone out, you get to go again, but otherwise it just goes to the next person in the order. You cannot incorrectly guess your own number, otherwise you're automatically eliminated. So if my number's 1 and I guess George 1, then I would be out because I can't guess my number except those people.
What do the numbers go up to?
They go through 12, so that means that there's 3 dummy numbers that don't belong to anyone. So just keep that in mind when you're guessing. And also, just you can't guess the same person that went immediately before you.
Okay.
So if there's only 3 of you left, you can guess whoever you want.
All right, so has everyone got the number?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hands up.
Hands up.
So I'm now going to text the randomly selected order in your group chat. So George is up first. So George, you got 2 minutes to tell me a person and a number.
We just like openly talk. We have
I
2
mean,
minutes, right?
If you want, you got your 2 minutes.
I don't know what I'd say, anyways. Noah 3.
That is incorrect. So next up is Ian.
George 3.
That is in.
Can't guess his own number, Ian.
Fuck. Okay, can I re-guess? I don't know.
Nope.
God damn it.
So next up is Grace.
Ellie 2.
That is incorrect. Next up is Ellie.
Ian 11.
That is incorrect. Next up is Lindsay R.
George 6.
That is incorrect. Next up is Jack.
Ellie 1.
That is incorrect. Next up is Noah.
George 9.
That is incorrect. Next up is Taylor.
I'm gonna go Ellie 8.
That is correct.
Oh.
Ellie is out of this challenge.
Sorry, Ellie.
So Taylor, you get another pick. You got 2 more minutes if you want to do it.
Okay. Sorry, I'm hoping I actually guessed that randomly. Whoever I want.
Whoever you want.
I'm gonna do George 5.
That is incorrect. Next up is Lindsay A.
You know, just for the namesake, Lindsay R and 7.
That is incorrect. So we're back to the top of the order. George, you're up.
Noah 2.
That is correct. Noah is out of this challenge. And George gets to go again.
I'm sorry. I'm so excited, but like, come on, man.
Got a full 2 minutes. Use it to your.
I'm trying to think of all the
whatever
numbers everyone said. Lindsay A. 4.
That is correct. The A is out of this challenge. You got 2 more minutes.
Other Lindsay 12.
That is incorrect. So next up is Ian.
George 10.
That is incorrect. Next up is Grace. Cannot guess George.
Jack 3.
That is incorrect. Next up is Lindsay. Cannot guess Jack.
I literally forget all the numbers. I haven't even right. George 7.
That is incorrect. Next up is Jack.
Ian 5.
That is incorrect. Next up is Taylor.
George 3. I don't know. Someone said that before.
That is incorrect. George, back to you.
Grace 5.
That is correct. Grace is now out of this challenge. And George has another 2 minutes to pick.
Try to vote me out, assholes.
There are currently only 5 people left in this challenge. You can pick from Ian, Lindsay, Jack, Taylor.
Ian 8?
That is incorrect. Next up is Ian.
And so I can't pick George?
No, you can pick George, because George picked you.
No, I don't think you can.
Okay, alright, we've already guessed 3, we've already guessed 7 and 10, yeah? We've guessed 12, we've guessed, has anyone guessed 11? George, 11.
That is correct. George is out of this challenge. Ian, you get to guess again.
Alright, who's left?
It's you, Lindsay, Jack, Taylor.
Jack, 1.
That is incorrect. Lindsay, you're up. Cannot guess again.
Yeah. Ian 6.
That is incorrect. Jack, you're up. Cannot guess Ian.
Taylor 2.
That is incorrect. Taylor, you're up.
Ian 4.
That is incorrect. Back to top of the order. Ian, you're up.
Jack, 2.
That is incorrect. Lindsay, you're up.
Ian 12.
That is correct. Ian is out of this challenge. Lindsay, you get to go again. It is just you, Jack, and Taylor left.
Jack 8.
That is incorrect. Jack, you're up next.
Taylor 8.
That is incorrect. Taylor, you're up.
Jack 4.
That is incorrect. Lindsay, you're up.
I literally don't remember what numbers were correct.
Damn, now this is guessing.
Taylor 6.
That is incorrect. Jack, you're up.
Lindsay 12.
That is incorrect.
That was
Taylor.
Ian's number.
I might have said that.
This is so
Lindsay
pathetic.
2. Lindsay 2.
That is incorrect. Lindsay, you're up.
Taylor 1.
That is correct. Taylor's on this challenge. So
What
Lindsay,
numbers are left?
again, first
Good
one
job,
to
Taylor.
to guess the other one's number will win individual immunity and will be the difference maker this week. So Lindsay, you're still up. 2 more minutes.
Oh my god.
No. Oh my god. Jack 9.
That is correct. Lindsay wins individual immunity as well as wins being the difference maker this week. Let's give a little, yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't think I'd make it that long, so I never started counting.
Same.
All right, so we're gonna ask everyone to please leave the Zoom chat. So we're gonna have Lindsay look at the difference board, then we're gonna have everyone come back in a couple minutes. So everyone except for Lindsay, please leave.
The difference board. Oh. Congratulations, you are the week 11 difference maker. You won the challenge, now you have the biggest power in this game so far. Double trouble. This week your power has doubled. You will vote twice and go to 2 tribal councils. What? That is because this week is the demerge. Oh my god. We will divide into 2 tribes of 5 and you will be on both tribes. Both tribes will go to tribal council. You will be immune at both tribals and be able to vote at both tribals. Oh my god. Okay.
Can everyone listen up? We asked y'all to leave while Lindsay looked at the difference board, so she has an announcement for everyone.
So basically, we're demerging.
What?
Oh my god.
I fucking knew this was gonna happen.
And we're both going to tribal council. Like what?
I'm playing my idol. It's getting played. It's happening.
Yeah, so like we're both going to tribal council and like technically I guess I'm on both tribes. So like I get to vote at both councils.
It's gonna be 2 tribes of 5, but Lindsay will be on both tribes. Both tribes are going to tribal council this week. So right now, I take my hat off, put all these random slips here, and we're gonna draw for tribes. The way this is gonna work is I'm gonna pull a name randomly. That person will be on the first tribe, which I'm gonna say is Sokka. My hat came in handy. All right, so first member of the Sokka tribe is Ellie. First member of the Obsidian tribe is Jack.
Sweet, I still have the black buff.
Second member of the Sokka tribe, Lindsay A. Second member of the New Obsidian tribe, Taylor. All right, next member of Sokka, we have Grace. Next member of Obsidian, we have Ian. Last member of the Sokka tribe, we have Noah. So that means George is on Obsidian. So those are your guys' tribes this week. We'll make you guys group chats. Both tribes will be in tribal council this week. Lindsay will be attending both and be immune at both. So the other thing is that we are also going to send out a link to everyone for an online quest to find a secret advantage.
Oh my
God.
Gonna get a link this week.
Essentially, it's going to be a link to a Tumblr blog, and it's just going to be a bunch of blogs. They're all going to be connected to each other. Sometimes you'll have to solve some puzzles to go to the next part. Sometimes you'll have to do some flash games.
So, looks like you guys are going to have a fun week ahead of you. So yeah, I'll see everyone later this week for Tribal Council. Grab your stuff, heading out. Good night.
Bye.
Tribal was a time. The quietest person of the game is going in on her closest ally. She literally hasn't talked to anybody in weeks. So that all fucking happens. So Lindsay is technically on both tribes. So she's immune, obviously, and she's going to vote at both tribals. I cannot believe my luck. And one final announcement comes down that there is a online treasure hunt for a secret advantage. It's essentially kind of a choose your own adventure type thing. Certain activities like flipping over rocks or looking in trees or climbing trees are guarded by mini games. I'm trying to work with Grace, and we're trying to collaborate to make sure one of me, Grace, Jack, the two Lindsays, or Taylor gets this advantage. We don't want George to get it. We don't want Ian to get it.
Honestly, it's fitting that this involves looking through Tumblr blogs while I'm stuck in my childhood bedroom. This is my childhood in a nutshell. Let's go. I knew all those hours I spent playing addicting games would come in handy.
I sprint over to Ian's house. He calls me, he says, "Get over here." I'm like, "Of course."
Really wish I had a mouse. I have one more thing I can do today, which is hopefully this. If I fuck this up, then I have to wait.
I have to hold this shit for 5-10 minutes or something?
It has to be
600
exactly,
seconds? How many is that?
600.
Yeah, that's 10 minutes.
10 minutes. So it's 10 minutes. If I get it on 600
fuck up.
seconds,
Don't
shut
fuck
up! This is it, and I find the idol or whatever the advantage is right after this, cool. If not, I have to wait 24 hours before I do something else.
Don't fuck up.
Okay.
If George gets to 600 seconds, we think he'll win the game. And all survive.
That's not true at all. We're still fucked.
He's automatically in the final 3 if this
okay.
George coming to me pleading, begging for his life. I mean, George was sweating like he was running a marathon, freaking out, trying to solve these puzzles.
And I let go right at 10 minutes. Exactly what you need for this game. And I send it to the producers. I send a screenshot that I did it to see what is the next step. And I get a chest.
And here it is. With the sun shining in the right place, you gotta pull out. Revealing the chest, you shake it, and you know there's something inside. It's locked though. You need to find the key. What?
You're fucking kidding me. And it's oh, but you need the key, of course. In order to get the key, of course, you need the shell. In order to open the shell, of course, you need the stick. In order to get the stick, of course, you need the piece of paper, which has the picture of the key that will lead you to the dead man's chest, where you can find the heart of J.V. Jones and allow you to control the sea.
I had no more energy, and so now I had to wait for 24 hours. I spent all night, stay up till 5 a.m. doing this. I want this. I need this. I desperately, desperately need this.
Did you get it? I don't know yet. Hold on.
I just texted him.
Okay, hold on. Parchment reads, "Here's the key to open something great." Oh my god, I got it. I have the key. Okay. Okay. I unlock the chest. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This is it. You take the key and put it in your pocket, unsure if this actually gave you any idea what to unlock. And here it is, with the sun shining in the right place, blah, blah, blah. You grab it and pull out, revealing the chest, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, but the chest is empty.
Someone already found it. That is tough.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll talk to you later, I guess.
See ya.
This is my reenaction of what happened at Tribal. Hi, my name is Noah. See, I have the Cubs hat and everything to prove it. Here's my idol under my hat. Now Ian comes in. I'm gonna fight you. George, why are you fighting me? Brings chaos, chaos. No animals or humans were harmed in the making of this video. Thank you. I'm fucked. I'm sorry. George messed up, but at least he admitted that he was the other mole and Taylor's just been... Sorry, what? And then Lindsay created the group chat without Emily and I in it. So if we just keep going the way that we're going and not do anything about it, Noah's gonna win. Why are you staring at me? My dad listens to me. He listens, Noah doesn't. And that's the tea. Because I'm so close to like going home this week, I can't convince anyone that Noah should be the one who we should vote out. So instead, my best bet is trying to vote Lindsay out because she was already almost voted out. She doesn't really make her own decisions.
Yeah. My team sucks. I knew that something was coming, but I didn't think it was going to be a demerge. I was thinking it was going to be like done.
I know. I thought they would do. I figured one last twist of some sort was coming, like a difference maker, like double vote or something weird. I did not fucking demerge though.
So I had to like go pretend to be Noah's best friend and talk to him and try and convince him that I play more of the game than Lindsay does, who just blindly votes whatever.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing at the beginning. But I feel like she's just floating through, and we should not be rewarding people who are floating through the game. And as proof by, like, my making the decision in the K vote to help you guys, which also helped myself in my own game. Like, I'm making my own decisions. Like, I voted for Lindsay because I thought that would help my own game.
Right.
But the problem is that Lindsay blindly votes with him. So of course he knows that it's in his best interest to keep Lindsay in the game rather than me. No, honestly, like, the fact that they're just threatened by him and unwilling to do anything makes me angry. It's okay, because he's not going to get into my famous cinnamon rolls.
Today, I'm coming at you live from the Walgreens parking lot. One of about 5 places I can legally go in the city right now, so you are not there until you're there. Like, so much could happen still. I'm not going to be celebrating too hard until like we're actually sitting in the final 3 because we're still at 9 people right now. Like, so much could change before then. Ellie texted me like right after the challenge and was like, so I'm on the bottom of this tribe. I'm assuming like what can I do to change that? I didn't think we were going to be back in tribes though. Like that really threw me off. And how they just like picked them right there, like that was scary.
Right, and the fact that like they ended up, so it's just like one of us on each tribe that wasn't on that tribe originally.
Yeah.
Like, Ian and I are both the odd ones out.
I know, like I feel like, I don't even know what, but like the way it fell is so weird.
It would be in your best interest to not vote me out for numerous reasons. One being that, like, at the point of the game where we're at right now, it looks like Noah's gonna go and, like, just make it to the end. And I'm not saying we have to vote him out right now, because I don't know if we have the votes in our favor, and he does have an idol. But, like, if we were to get Lindsay out, and Lindsay Randolph already said that she would be down to vote Lindsay A out.
Okay. From an outsider's perspective, it totally looks like Noah is just running my game. Like, if I genuinely thought Noah was, like, running my game for me, I would just say it, and then I would do something about it. But it's like, we have just been on the same page at the same time this whole game. Unless someone flips on us, like, there's no way. Yeah, being that close with, like, probably the biggest target in the game is dangerous because everyone thinks he's running the entire game and I'm just kind of there.
I cannot stop thinking about Ian flushing his idol this week so we can just so easily get him out next week.
But I'm sitting there now and I'm like, this is clearly working for me. If Noah backstabs enough people and like...
Obsidian was Jack, me, Ian, George. And then since Lindsay R, she was in both tribes. So she's gonna be voting with us this week. I just kind of got lucky and I talked to Ian like the day before last tribal and we had a really good conversation that I wasn't expecting. and honestly kind of aligned at that point.
Because I was about to say too, I was like, I feel like you'd be a good person to bring the in, which is actually true, but like also like
I mean, you can like logic through it is the thing. Like, especially once you start getting down there, you can try and like logic through who you think different people are gonna vote for. Like,
honestly, if you ask me, this is me just like divulging information, but like whatever. I don't know why I keep doing this, but like, it's fine. I feel like Grace and Lindsay may align at some point.
that would be smart.
Right?
That'd be smart as hell. That'd be very smart.
So that was good because Ian was on my side, and since George was already like a sinking ship at that point, like it pretty much was set in stone that we were gonna vote George. Those games, oh my god, like I became a beast in the worst way because I couldn't even become a beast and like rage and like win the game. I just couldn't do it. So I did not find the advantage. I was sending everyone the progress I had made, literally to everyone but George, because I was just like, George can't find the advantage. And then George sent us a message saying basically he found an empty chest and he thinks someone else has it. So that was music to my ears.
Who has the advantage?
Dude, someone's lying. So you think it's George, Ian, or Ellie?
Yeah.
Could be. I mean, I don't know.
I feel like it's Ian.
I'm also just kind of sad because I know I'm losing my vote virginity today. Like, I know George is putting a vote on me, and that sucks because I like always had a dream of being like Mallory from season 2 where she made it to the end without getting a vote. But I have to be realistic with myself, and like that's just not gonna happen.
I don't know what exactly is going on with Taylor or what sort of like bizarre babies she's sacrificing to like pull off all these insane moves in the game, but somehow in the span of about 3 days, I went from having pretty much not talked to her at all in like a month and a half to suddenly the person I probably trust the most besides Noah and Grace, which is absolutely mind-boggling. Because my whole plan, right, was to vote for one of you guys, like I told you yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So I'll have to find out who George is voting for and vote the other way in case he has a vote steal, because then he could actually put, like, even if I didn't want, he could, like, you know what I'm saying? He could make a move without me even knowing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, how do you even know? Like, he could literally be lying this entire time.
Because also I don't really have a lot of options. Like, this girl basically comes to me and is like, hey Ian, I don't know if like you've like thought about this at all, but like what happened to your game? Like, why are you playing a terrible game? My game has kind of gone to complete shit, but now like George is like begging me to play the idol on him, and I kind of told him I would in a moment of like emotional weakness because I felt bad for him because he just cares so much about Survivor, like so much about it. It's like heartbreaking to watch this man just go out in such a terrible, pathetic, pitiful way, you know, like.
Just after I tried getting the band back together, we demerge into a tribe, all with ourselves, plus Ian, who has an idol. There's really only 2 moves to go forward after I don't get this advantage. Either A, I get the idol played on me, which at this point, the more time goes by, I realize Ian is not willing to do so. Or I get 3 votes together on Taylor, and I hate it.
I don't think it's a good idea to go to all of them. You have to pick which one and stick with it.
Well, which one do you think is most likely?
Jack.
Alright, then I'll go to Jack first.
Jack is the only one still talking to me.
I told every single person in the entire universe I'm playing my idol on myself because I can't have even anybody believing there's any chance that I will not. I just gotta see where Jack is at, honestly. I'm not gonna say anything that makes it seem like you and I are working together.
Basically, I need to approach this as if Ian and I are not coming together on this, but Jack and I are, and Jack is bringing in Ian. If I approach Jack with the idea that Ian and I have 2 votes and he could be the 3rd, he would get way, way, way too suspicious.
I'm doing jury management.
Now, after this call, you're gonna call Lindsay Taylor and be like, yeah, he's out the door. He's done so.
I'm like, I don't have anything else I can get from George. I have a vote. Other thing I forgot to tell you.
Oh, awesome.
In the spirit of honesty, Taylor did tell me that both you and her were the moles.
When?
Like a day, the day it happened.
She told me not to tell anyone!
I know, but she told me. But yeah, I thought you'd find it funny, but I see that you're
No,
upset.
it makes sense because that's her game. Like, she wants to make sure she has that social connection with everyone. I specifically didn't call her out at Tribal because I thought...
I have lied to Jack and he has lied to me so much back as well in the past week and a half. I need him. And by God, I am going to get their votes if it's the last thing I do. And it probably is the last thing I do, but I'm not gonna give up. Just have to drive that point home, that Taylor is in the best position in this game of anybody. She has the most amount of allies. She is secretly one of the best liars in the game.
And if this works out and you don't say anything, and I am here because of it, I'm gonna like come to your house before you go to Lindsay's and like slap you a bunch.
You can just come too. Well, maybe come after. Maybe come after the preliminary explanation. We'll see how it goes.
A little confessional here in the middle of this storm. I'm really sad that we have to vote George out. Because like he's my actual friend at this point after like 70 plus days of tomfoolery. And like I just got him like feeling comfortable again. Taylor's been talking to Ian a lot. That's a thing that's been happening recently. And I don't know how I feel about it because she's very open with me because we're like close now. She can have like a rational discussion with him, whereas whenever we start talking.
When you and I go to Paris, we adopt 2 French dogs, name them Edna and Gerald, and then transport them back into the US so that they are French dogs, and they speak French.
Again, he's unpredictable. Who knows what he'll ever do? He's just so chaotic, and I don't think he's always right, so like it's hard to predict like what he'll get tunnel vision on and decide to do. I just feel like a little stuck where I am, and I don't know if that means I should panic like I usually do and like come up with something stupid to do on an impulse. I want to do something other than be in like a very boring gridlock. Yeah, and I feel like for my game too, like what am I just gonna keep doing whatever Taylor does?
I don't know. I mean, what are you proposing? It seems like you're actually proposing something. I'm just curious what it is.
Well, she's just very uniquely positioned so that she has me as someone who's like willing to work with her, like die hard. And then she has Noah on the other side who, you know, believes that Taylor is a very strong ally to him and thinks that if they go to the end together, they have different games, competing stories, like...
So much uncertainty out there right now, and this is my one saving grace, and I don't know... I'm so scared.
Okay, I don't think I'm gonna tell Lindsay because it is like really risky. She's gonna be like now all alone, like without Survivor for the next 3 weeks, and like, oh my god, quarantine. But so would you, so it's like both of those are pretty terrible.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they, like, Taylor and Noah made a final 3, like, chat with me after, like, me and Taylor became the mole, like, I didn't realize until everyone started catching on to everything, but it was just Noah and Taylor in, like, all of these different circles, and I agree that, like, the comfortability, like, it's not good, and they have, like, they have everything, and I assume
they must have the advantage.
Yeah, I agree.
Must have it.
I feel so bad because I don't want to, like, impose that on you to, like, because, like, obviously that would, like, suck, like, for Lindsay to be mad, but, like...
As long as it's not me, that's how I feel next week, since it seems like everyone's kind of trying to gun for me next week, as long as it's not me.
Yeah, well, you are the easy vote, like...
Yeah.
I had to think a lot about this move, because, you know, on one hand, you know, we're talking about the fact that Taylor is now, like, trying to talk to me a lot. It seems like she wants to be super in with me. Meanwhile, George, no one trusts in the game, and Jack could have potentially been an easy vote next time. But, you know, every one of the world's plans at Final 7 revolve around George being gone. Taylor spent hours and hours analyzing every possible scenario to get to the Final 3. You know, Noah, Grace, all these people have been scheming around George being gone, then they can easily vote me out next week.
At the end of the day, you know, Taylor has talked to me a lot, though, right? Like, she's saying to me, basically, I want to take you to the end. No one else in the game is saying that to me. And I'm about to vote out somebody who said to me, I'm going to take you to the end. On the other hand, she's in with everybody, and the way the game is shaken out so far is just doesn't seem good for me. You know, keeping George in the game creates chaos. And as I've said, chaos is a ladder.
I've made such great friends, and it's so hard because obviously, yeah, George, like, went behind our backs, like, whatever, and, you know, I've been like, oh, I hate George, like, George is the reason I'm gonna lose, but that doesn't mean that I hate him as a person.
I know that once Ellie and George are out, it's gonna be 3 against 4,
It's just gonna be a slow death for us.
I know, it's gonna be pretty bad.
It's so hard because it is coming down to the wire, and while I am having to probably go against like my greatest friends I've even met on this game, I still love them to death. Yeah, I did take George going against us personally originally, like I'm not gonna lie, I was like kind of offended, but you know, he was trying to do what he thought was best for his game. If it goes to plan and George is out, and yeah, I am gonna put a vote on George, it's literally because our games just don't align anymore. They still have a lot of trust in Taylor and Jack, so hopefully we can figure this out next week.
No, I mean, Ellie called and gave me her pitch earlier today.
My only thing is I don't know who has the advantage. I know that it's been found.
Yeah.
I'm the only person who wasn't in soccer originally, but I fought like hell to try and get Lindsay A out. I'm gonna raise some respectful, intelligent shit at Tribal. I did my makeup and I actually put on clothes today, which is very rare. But I figured if I'm going home, I want to look hot while I go home.
Alright, come on in, guys. Alright, everyone, welcome to New Sokka. Alright, let's get right into it. So, Lindsay R., how does it feel getting to go to both tribals and winning Difference Maker and Individual Immunity?
It's nice, but it is a little intimidating having 2 votes. It's fine.
It's just fine. So Grace, what was the motivation for everyone unanimously voting out Emily last week?
I mean, we couldn't go for George, so Emily just seemed like the best option that like everyone could be on board for, you know, like every other person in the game. Like someone didn't want to vote for them. I mean, George didn't really want to vote Emily, but George didn't get what he wants. So it just seemed like the best way to get everyone to vote together and just have somewhat of like an easy week for once. So it worked out.
No, is it safe to say that in Tribal later for the other tribe that George will be in trouble?
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that. He was in a great spot going into Merge, and he completely overplayed his hand and just made the cardinal mistake of trying to be friends with everyone. And I mean, it works great if it works, but it backfired on him, and I think it's definitely safe to say that he could be he's going to be in trouble this week.
So Lindsay A., is it still just trying to vote? Is everyone just trying to vote people out that they don't trust? Like, when are people going to start voting out the people that you think are threats to win the game?
I mean, I think that it is a lot of still like people who don't trust, and I'm just going to throw out there this week that Ellie has been gunning for me for 2 weeks in a row now, and also she reached out to talk to me, and then I never heard a word, and that was when I later figured out that she was gunning for me. I don't know, I was like, that makes my vote very easy, because naturally if somebody wants me out enough that they're coming after me for 2 weeks and doesn't even reach out to me when, I'll say it, they're on the bottom of the tribe, like...
No, I'm glad you brought that up, because I did reach out to you multiple times, and I said, let's talk. And then I said, let's talk, and
I told you that I was free whenever, and never got a message back. I never got a follow-up.
I can tell you that I did message back. We just...
Okay, maybe it didn't come through then, but after that one day where you were like, I forgot about the time zones, let's do it tomorrow, I was like, yeah, that's fine.
If I'm gonna be real for you, like, yeah, I was gunning for you, because I know that everyone here is threatened by Noah, and they're afraid to go for Noah.
And why aren't you going for Noah this week?
Yeah, why aren't you going for the threat?
Okay, because I talked to every one of you and you said this is not the week to go for Noah. And so I would love to go for Noah, but I'm at the point where I just want to stick around for longer. Honestly, Lindsay A., it's in your best interest to vote Noah out, because you can't play your game when he is overshadowing you the entire time trying to tell you how to vote, and you're just voting the way that he tells you to. And Lindsay R. and Grace should vote Noah out because he's a threat. And if he makes it past this, he's going all the way.
Ooh, that's. I mean, I've been labeled a threat all game. Rightly or wrongly, I feel like perception just quickly becomes reality, and Survivor kind of turns into a self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't know, Lindsay or Grace, do I just text you a name 5 minutes before tribal and you do what I say, no questions asked?
You know, it seems like people won't believe me if I say that's not true, but it's not true.
I don't see why you should vote me out this week when 4 or 5 weeks till tribal. I am always going to be a threat every one of those weeks, and it's...
Yeah, so why don't we just get you out now? Like, every week that I talk to people, they're like, yeah, Noah's a threat. Let's do it next week. We'll vote Noah out next week because they're afraid to vote you out. Next week turns into the week after that, turns into the week after that. Finally, you've made it to the final vote. For Grace, when I had a conversation with you, you said at some point you would be willing to vote Noah out, but you didn't feel like you were ready yet. Why do you feel like you're not ready to vote Noah out yet?
You voted with us 1 week, claimed that you were going to vote with us going forward. You did not.
Of course.
Noah and I have never once been on the opposite side of the vote. I do think Noah's a major threat. Noah knows this. Do I think Noah would beat me at the end? 100%. But in order to get myself there, I need people who I know are going to vote for me. Or not vote for me, vote with me. Are you going to vote with me? No.
He put that idol on you because you're a vote on his side and you blindly vote with him.
You need allies. No one, like, yeah, everyone's out for themselves, but no one wins this game alone.
Okay, we need allies. So Noah, why did you make a list of people that you wanted on a final 8 group chat and I wasn't included in this list?
Lindsay, did I make the list?
Like, it was a list that everyone agreed on, and like I just cross-referenced who you were positive on having in the group as well as who I was, and like those people seemed like just happened to align.
My point is that I've been loyal to my tribe even if they haven't been loyal to me.
You voted Katie out.
Both Ian and Katie were on my tribe, and it was in my best interest for my personal game to vote Katie out.
All I'm saying is I think everyone else in this tribal right now has been extremely loyal to me this entire game, and yeah, you voted with us once, and like we couldn't have pulled that off without you, so like I genuinely do thank you for that. But then when you just flip right back and try to vote Lindsay out right after that, like that's what I had an issue with.
Right, no, I get that. I just didn't think that we had the votes. So if you had told me about the Justin thing, that would have been a different story. But if I looked at the numbers, we didn't have the votes to vote Justin out.
All right. Well, I think that's a good stopping point. So with that, it is time to vote. Everyone, please mute yourselves. And yeah, text your producer chats. All right. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Alright, when I read the votes, the decision is final. The person being voted out will be asked to leave the Zoom chat immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Ellie. Second vote. Lindsay Adams. Ellie. That's 2 votes Ellie, 1 vote Lindsay, 2 votes left. And the 12th person vote out of Survivor Michigan Season 6 and the 5th member of our jury. Ellie, need to leave the chat, please.
Alrighty, don't let Noah win.
Alright.
Lindsay, glad we got to start you off with a bang there.
Grab your stuff, head out. Good night, everyone.
You know what? I respect it. She tried.
Not a blind side. That was the one point that I kept true to myself throughout my game, was that I am going to speak up for myself and I'm going to speak up for what I believe is right. That said, I did feel like playing Survivor was especially difficult. Not only did I have to deal with extenuating circumstances, but I also felt a lot of pressures, mostly pressures that I put on myself to perform as a woman in Survivor, to try and convince myself that or convince other people that I was good as the men I was playing with, or the men that had been played before me. I did struggle with my physical health and got like a random new diagnosis and many new prescriptions throughout the entire process. I managed to make it to 9th place, so that's kind of proof that I can do anything, which at the end of the day I'm realizing maybe I'm not going to be able to ever go on to CBS Survivor or do a lot of these various things that as a young child I would have wanted to do, but that doesn't mean that I can't kick some ass on Survivor Michigan. So if you're watching this, you are worthy, you are loved, kick ass.
All right, come on in, guys.
Hey.
All right, welcome, new Obsidian tribe. So to start things off, we had the new Sokka tribal council 30 minutes ago. Lindsay, would you like to explain what happened?
Basically, yeah, Ellie got voted out.
Yikes.
Damn, dude.
Ian, do you feel afraid knowing that you are the lone original Sokka member on this tribe?
Not at all, Brady. Why? I have my friend. It's called Littler Ian, since I'm a pretty little guy to begin with.
Oh my god.
Call this guy Littler Ian. He's gonna protect me tonight. And I've been pretty open about this. I'm actually a little worried that people think I might not play it because apparently I've been saying so loudly that I'm going to that people think I'm not going to, which does make sense. But I will play it because I'm not risking anything. Like, I am not gonna go home 8th when Cooper went home 7th. I would have rather gone home first, frankly, than get 8th. And I would rather go home next week having played the idol than go home this week having not played it.
But Ian, technically, he had 18 people and we had 20. So really, you've like tied and/or beaten him. So like, you don't have to play.
I brought that up to him actually after you told me that. I brought that up to him, and he said, "Well, that just means there was 2 more worthless people in your season to vote out." So he didn't really seem to take that like seriously.
Sure, you didn't say that, Ian. I don't know.
Taylor, last week, everyone seemed to show mistrust and to say that they would vote for George if he wasn't immune. So is George in danger this week?
I mean, I think everyone's in danger. Well, literally 3 people are in danger for the most part because it's such a small tribe. Like, I feel like that really narrows down the options there.
So Zach, is this your thoughts as well? Obviously, Taylor said that there's 3 people, assuming that obviously Lindsay's immune and Ian plays what could potentially be an idol. So is that fair? It's between you, Taylor, and George tonight?
Yeah, Ian's been pretty, vocal that he's going to use his idol tonight. He sent it in our group me like immediately after the last tribal. So that just leaves me, Taylor, and George, which kind of sucks because, we were on original Obsidian. And like, no matter who goes home, it's like after 75 days, we've been like in like pretty close contact for a long time. And yeah, now things are just going to be different and it's kind of sad.
So now to you, George. Obviously last week, I think every single person said that they did not trust you. So how does that feel going into this week's vote?
I actually sent out like a message beforehand to everyone. I get it.
I heard about that. Where was my message, George? Everybody else got some kind of goodbye message. I didn't get jack shit. What the hell is this? Even Noah and Grace told me they got a goodbye message from George.
The advantage was like basically I felt like my last probably opportunity, like my one saving grace, and I didn't even get that. So once I realized I wasn't going to be able to get that, I understand. Luckily here with some of like the closest friends that I made in the game, and it sucks that it had to come down to this, like that all of a sudden now it's just one of us. But I'm not going to hold any grudges, and I fully understand that where the cards lie, they lie.
Lindsay, George brings up an important point. Obviously, we sent out you guys the advantage. So how has this new advantage played a role into this week?
I mean, I didn't find it because I also got locked out for 24 hours, which, yeah, I'm like, when I got locked out for 24 hours, I was like, oh, it's an advantage that takes a while to find, like, a few days. No. Next day, George is texting us saying, God. I don't know who has it. It is kind of nerve-wracking, and I don't even know what it is. But clearly I feel like it's going to come into play. But, just got to take it as it comes, I guess.
So, Ian, obviously this game is coming down like to the very end pretty soon. So, if you were personally on the jury, what would you be looking for in a winner?
Well, I think all jokes aside, I'm probably going to be on the jury. I don't see a real true path. Everyone's kind of been telling me that it's just a matter of time for me. I've been hearing that for a while now. I think I need to win a bunch of immunities, honestly, if I'm going to have a real shot at it. My only hope going forward is to get people to actually trust me again. And for the past couple weeks, nobody has. And the only way I can change that is by, you know, changing up the way I've been playing the game. And maybe if people know that I'm just me, I just have a vote and I'm just here trying to play the game, people will trust me more.
Jack, is there anyone whose name has gone out that they are a big threat to win and potentially need to be voted out, or has that not really been on anyone's radar?
I think it's pretty public knowledge that Noah is considered a big threat. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. You know, earlier in the game, there was talk about George being a big threat because, you know, he hosted season 1, he founded Survivor Michigan, he loves Survivor with all of his heart. That is on everyone's minds, I think. And then there are also people like Ian and, again, like Noah who have idols and are just waiting to play them and pull a move. So that's like threatening in a whole different way.
Taylor, it sounds like Jack said that Noah is a big threat and could potentially have an idol. Is it time to take him out soon, or is everyone just worried about getting through the next vote?
You vote Noah out next.
I feel like it's a very precarious situation because I think it all depends on, like, once you vote out the biggest threat, then, like, I don't know, then everyone's, like, on the same playing level, you know, and then, like, who's the next biggest threat kind of thing. So I think that's something to consider.
If you vote out the biggest threat, they win. Tony, Tarowski, Sam. If you don't do it, they'll win. You gotta vote out the biggest threat, and now's the time. Next week, Noah, I'm coming for you, man. It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong.
I think it's a little bit more precarious than that, personally. Noah's done a lot of things. Like, he's done, like, made a lot of moves. He's done a lot, but I think you also have to consider, like, what connections do you have to him? Do you plan on working with him in the future? I think it's a lot to consider. That's all.
Lindsay, it sounds like George has come up. Anyone else's name who has obviously come up, or is it just kind of George?
Well, I have heard Taylor, but no, not really. I mean, it is unfortunate, but just for my own personal game, I did, like, lose a lot of trust in George when he did make that move to, like, go behind our backs, because we would have been in a completely different situation had he not done that. But it's nothing personal. It's more just, like, purely in the game. I want to work with people that have my full trust.
All right. So does anyone else want to say anything before we get on to voting?
This sucks, and I'm sorry we all had to end it this way. Yeah, it shouldn't have ended this way.
I think those are good final words. So with that, it's time to vote. Everyone please mute yourselves and send your vote in your producer chats, or if it's already in there, you don't have to resend it if you don't want to. All right. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Ian, you doing something? You gotta unmute yourself. You gotta say what's going on.
Yeah, this is a hidden immunity idol, but I'm not gonna play it. Obvious.
So, when I read the votes, the decision is final. Person being voted out will be asked to leave the Zoom chat immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Taylor. Second vote, George. One vote George, one vote Taylor. George. It's 2 votes George, 1 vote Taylor, 2 votes left. Taylor. That's 2 votes Taylor, 2 votes George, 1 vote left. And 13th person voted out of Survivor Michigan Season 6, and the 5th member of our jury,